Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
everybody. This is
Hello?
Claudette. Finally here with the one and only Mr. Kato. Well, I have to tell you guys, I must really love Kato to have waited for him. This is the only time, I'm going to emphasize that. This is the only time ever I'm going to do this. So, Kato, you must be very special to me. What do you have to say to the peeps? Speak to the people, because
Well,
everybody has been waiting for you.
I want to say thank y'all for waiting. I'm here now.
We can't hear you, Kato.
Can't hear me,
We
Kato.
can't hear
Oh my
you.
God. Nobody can hear Kato. Can you hear me? Nobody can hear Kato. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Still can't hear me. Can you
We
hear me?
can't hear you. You have to put your speaker on.
I can hear you. My speaker is on. You still can't hear me.
Not working.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's for some reason I can hear you, but you can't hear me. Let me see something.
I apologize, everybody. Um, Kato had some difficulties and he wanted to do this, and I honestly wanted to cancel because in order to do this, you have to be in a place where you're settled. And this is streaming, it's not Zoom. So you have to be in a place where you're completely settled and you have all that you need in order to speak and be heard. But he insisted that he wanted to do this, so he was trying to get to a place where he could do this. We can hear you, Kato.
We
We
can
can
or
hear
we
you. We
can't.
need to hear you, and people need to hear you.
All right, so can you hear me now?
So this is
Still
this
can't hear me.
is I don't know if this is going to actually work because we cannot hear him. But I just want to apologize, and Kato will have to apologize also because I just believe in doing the things that I do, and things happen. Things happen in life, but still, I just hate the fact that we're still not where we need to be, and I don't know that he can, that you can hear him. I doubt that you can.
Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you.
Still can't hear me. Oh well. I guess we gotta try it another time. Yeah, we gotta try it another time.
So
Yes.
I kind of feel that we might have to just kind of put this on pause and try again, because you have to be, again, you have to be in a place where you're with the right Wi-Fi and all that stuff for this to work, and you have to have a headpiece also, otherwise it doesn't work. So
Hold on.
I am kind of
Hold on.
thinking
Hold on.
that maybe we might have to. Do you hear him?
Yeah, people
But I
saying they
don't
can hear
hear
me.
him.
I can hear him.
I don't hear him. You hear him, but I don't hear him. And I'm supposed to hear him when I ask the questions. I'm supposed to know exactly what he's saying, but I don't know what he's saying. But I just want to thank everybody for signing on and for being patient and, waiting around. The objective was for us to be,
To the phone.
okay. Sorry, people.
You've reached Claudette. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me a brief message and I will call you back soon. Be blessed. At the tone, please record your
I'm
message.
putting Kato on speaker. Let's see if this works.
For more options.
Can you hear me now? Put me on speaker. She needs the headphone.
Okay. So Kato.
Yes.
All right. So let's try to do it this way. This is not the greatest way, but we'll do it this way.
I mean, everybody else say they can hear me except you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm good. I'm all connected. I don't know why. You know, everything is fine, and I tested my mic, and I don't know why we're not hearing you. Let me just see something here. You know, my mic is working. Everything is working here. Hang on one second.
All right.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can hear you. Huh?
Take me off speaker.
Okay. I took you off speaker. All right.
So now you can.
I can hear you on my phone, but I need to be able, well, only on speaker. I hear you clearly because I'm wearing the headset. So I need to have you here to hear you for the questions.
All right. So you got to turn down your speaker because I can hear that noise in the background.
But I need this on.
Oh, I'm talking about your speaker. You got to turn down your. If you put me on speaker, you got to turn down your speaker.
Okay. How is that?
All right. I don't hear. Okay, we good.
Okay. So welcome everybody, and sorry for all the technical difficulties. And you know, I just wanted to wait for my boy Kato because he had a lot to say. And so that's why we're here. You know, it's not the best thing, but you know, we're here. So Kato, welcome. This is Raw Kato. What do you have to say to your
This
peeps,
is Kato
Kato?
Cameraman. I just want to say hi. I mean, I thank everybody for their patience right now. And we're just going to make it do what it do. That's how you got to do it.
That's awesome. So Kato, I want to speak to you a little bit about your past because we're doing Raw Kato. We're doing past, present, and we're doing future. Tell me about Kato, the little boy.
Well, Kato, the little boy, he was a shy little boy. Kato was always, I was sponge. Growing up, I was, so all I did was I took in a lot.
What was it like for you? Are you an only? I know you're not an only child. I know you're not an only child, but growing up with your other siblings, where do you fall in terms of numbers?
Wow. Well, I have two brothers, two sisters, but I have a younger sister and three older siblings.
Okay, so you
So
are
out the
what? You're
boy,
number. You're the youngest.
I'm number 4.
You're number 4.
Yeah, like
So
the movie, I am number 4.
okay, so where did you grow up? Tell me about where you grew up.
Born and raised in the Bronx. Boogie Down. Yeah, born and raised in the Bronx.
BX in the building.
Hard body.
So on a good day, I know, you know, growing up with siblings, I'm number 3. I have 2 older brothers. Well, only one now. But I was the youngest, and I have to tell you that I gave them hell because that's what I was there for, to give them hell. So were you this brother who, you know, who kind of got in the midst, being number 4, being in the middle and messing things up for the other? Were you that brother?
Nah, I wasn't that, brother.
No?
Nah, I wasn't that. Then you got to remember, in them days, we dealing in different times. Like, you know, it was more of you had to create things. So, like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, I was like a sponge. I had 2 other brothers that I was following behind.
Okay. So in other words, you know, because being like in the line, like number 4, I was number 3. Everything my brothers did, I followed also. That's what I did. Everything they did, I try to do it, and I try to do it better because I was very competitive. So that was me. Were you competitive? Did you have that competitive spirit?
Nah, cause like I said, I was just soaking stuff up. Like when I was competitive outside the house, because what I learned from them, I would do with my little crew and my little age group people I hung out.
Best friend. Did you have a best friend growing up?
Yeah, I had a couple.
You had a couple? What are their names?
Wow. Well, I used to hang out with this Spanish dude when I was younger named Abby. It was crazy because like I would go to his house cursing out his mom,
What?
and we was in junior high school. And then not only that, no, I elementary school. And my best friends became LeBrew. Um, people, I heard he passed away. Rest in peace, or praises due to Allah. But he was also known later on in life as L.A. Brew, down with Rap Generation.
Oh, that's awesome. So one passed away, and then you know about what the other one did. But is there anybody that you're still in touch with now?
Oh yeah, I have a couple of junior high school friends now that I still, you know, it's,
What it was like, girlfriends. What's going on when you were younger with girlfriends? Did you have a lot of girlfriends?
wow. Not only till I like, I mean, in junior high school, it wasn't about girlfriend. We just running around. But I had a couple in junior high school. It was it was strange.
Yeah, because during that time, I know during junior high, boys like girls, but they don't tell girls they like them. So you kind of like would tell your boy that you like a girl, but you wouldn't tell the girl. So that would be kind of like a secret between the boys. Was that how it was?
Now, actually, in junior high school, um, like I said, I was following behind like my brothers, and I cling to my oldest brother. If we had to put a saying on it now to where he was back then, my brother was like a Mac. So I kind of like, I wasn't scared because I was a little more advanced.
Mm-hmm. So when did the girlfriend come to be?
Well, oof. I mean, actually, like a girlfriend,
Yeah, a
because I
girlfriend,
messed.
girlfriend, Kato.
I mean, I was playing around with girls, but I say my girlfriend came to be when I was like 18 years old,
18.
like
That's a good
really.
age. So, during that time, you did the girlfriend thing. What did you do? Your affirmative years. Okay, so you met a girl. What happened with the girl? Did you guys date for a long time? How did that go?
Well, to be honest, like we still friends till this day because I call her my ex baby mother, and I hope she's not watching because we actually had a baby together, and
Oh,
my daughter passed away.
oh,
Rest in peace.
sorry to
So,
hear
like,
that.
I I can never forget her.
Yeah.
So we don't communicate like on the regular, but I know where she's at every now and again. Yeah, we got each other, but we don't fool around. Yeah.
Is there anything from back then that you would like to change? Is there anything that you would have done differently?
I mean, it's too much to name.
But just one
It's
particular thing that if you had a chance to go back and change, you would change. What would that be?
uh bringing my mother back.
I feel you on that.
I understand that she, and I understand it, and I understand it until after. So still to this day, and it's funny that you say that 'cause I her every day.
You did. So things like what you would have changed. Things like what your mother said to you that you didn't listen.
That them streets don't care for you. A
The
hard
streets.
head make a soft ass.
So the streets kind of change your life, but help you in a way.
Uh, it's really strange. Like it's that's a twofold question. I
Okay.
mean, as far as survival, like running wild, and, you know, being able to hold myself down. Yeah, the street is tough, but actually in this world today, as far as moving ahead, it that tough work.
It don't work. So what do you have to say to those young people who believe that the streets is where it's at and that you have to be tough to get by in this world? What do you have to say to them? Because everything that you do from then, unfortunately, travels with you till your young older years. Everything is connected. Would you agree?
Kind of, sort of, but we living in the different times now. So a lot of people just seeing things and they trying it without actually learning it. So basically, I would say like more or less stay in school. Pay more attention to what's going on as far as first thing you got to respect your moms. But see, now these days we deal with a lot of these mothers is friends with their kids, so it's a lot different. It's a lot different. So it's hard, but it's easy if you're doing the right thing.
Right. So I know that you've had some problems in the past. You want to talk about that? Things that have changed your life for the better. You had to go through some things to bring you to where you
Y-
are.
yes, definitely. Um, Today is the 12th. In in mathematics, right? No, today is the 13th. My
The
bad.
13th.
Um, yeah, in the alphabet, 12th letter is L. That's why it's 12. And it's love, hell, or right. I'm five center, and you have to go through hell in order to come out right. And actually, I kind of went through that. Like I did time. I'm not ashamed of it because at the end of the day, that's what made me that I am today. Like
Absolutely.
I say, it saved my life, my aspect as the way I was living. I would have probably ended up dead or doing a life bid.
So I know that photography is one of the things that you love. That's your lady. That's your special lady. Your camera is the woman that you love. It's not a woman, but figuratively speaking, that's your baby. When did your love come about for your camera? Tell us about that.
Okay, well, first off, I want to say this, right? Um, I do have a love.
You have a love.
But the camera, yes, like yeah, like so I just threw that because I mean I just love what I do. Um, I can't say that I'm in love with my camera, but I do love what I do with my.
It shows that you do. Every time you take a photo, there's nothing but love in it. It's obvious.
Yes. So now to answer the other part of that question,
Yes.
I started photography through a good brother. His name is Buck. He's known as Raymond. Um, my wild days, he lived in my building,
Oh,
and he used to be on 42nd Polaroid, and he knew me, and a couple of brothers. We was wild, so at that time on 42nd Street, the photographers with Brooklyn and maybe a couple of people from Harlem, but I know it was deep Brooklyn because a lot of them Brooklyn brothers, they that was like the center of New York City, Manhattan, coming from the Bronx, coming from Brooklyn. That was the center of it. And most brothers in Brooklyn, they travel cats. So when Buck would go through his little problems, he would tell some of us a little bit more at a little out there protection. And we would just be down there watching them. Me just watching it. Um, he lived in my building. He handed me the Polaroid and kind of taught me how to take.
so we speak about what you love to do. We know you love your camera. We also know that you love to play music because that's, a lot of people know that you also DJ. Tell us about that. When did that love for music come about?
That's easy. Growing up in the Bronx, everybody pretty much know that's where hip hop started. Uh, I went to school with KG from the Cold Crush Brothers. I hung out with him for a while. I even had to tell Grandma he don't remember me as much because he's a little older. But I
Right.
used to hang around him. I used to be in Grandma's house when he lived on Fresh, which is the block I lived on, 183rd, while they practiced. I hung out with Grandma. So my brother was a DJ. So I just incorporated. I was a b-boy before all that. Like, you know, everybody pretty much around my age kind of fell into the music thing. That's what we had. We didn't have PlayStation, all that. When we came out, and it was Park.
You must have some great stories from back then with all the people you hung out with. All the people in the music. I can just imagine.
Yeah, I have a lot of stories. I mean, it's phenomenal. Like growing up in the '70s, making it through the '80s, the '90s, to be here in the new millennium is beautiful, and still be healthy.
Yeah, look, I just think about, Will Bowden just said, BFAT just said, the streets will make you or break you. And that is true. That is absolutely true. It's what you want to do. There's always options. There's always options in life, and there's several roads, and it's definitely the road you choose. And where you want to travel.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, so like now, like B-Fax, good brother. Me and B-Fax is we real good,
Yeah, I
and
love me some
he's
beef.
just
He knows that too.
yeah. So he knows what it is. Like he created footprints. We pretty much, we created footprints. So now the blueprint is set. So it's a
Mhm.
lot easier today if you fall in line and do the right thing. It's a lot easier today than it was for us growing up. Not saying it couldn't happen, but it was a little difficult. Even now, moves, and he made them, teach real Black history. Like hip hop is world.
Exactly. With all the unrest and all the craziness that is happening today, you as a Black man in America, how do you feel? How do you feel? Do you feel respected? Do you feel valued? How do you feel?
Well, through my family, I feel valued. Through my family, I'm respected. But sometimes the street don't respect you. So it's all on how you move to command respect. Back
Mhm.
then, see, one of the things that I didn't know, I used to make people respect me. You
Oh.
know, and my man always say, I say, don't love me, respect me. Um, I don't really see that day. Like, so if a person love you, they're gonna respect you. Even
Mhm.
if they don't love you, when you love yourself, the way you move and the way you treat other people, they have to respect you. The people that don't respect, those are the ones that tend to just go left.
And don't love themselves, because I ultimately think in order for you to love someone, you have to love yourself first, and you have to respect yourself first. This goes without saying. In order for you to be able to give anything to anyone, if you don't value yourself, there is no way that you can give anything to anyone. Like really give, from the heart, from, you know what I mean?
Yeah, see, that's what my mother instilled in me. Like my mom's was loving. May she rest in peace, all praises due to Allah. She was loving. And let me tell you something. I didn't understand that. Like, I was in a struggle with loving and being hard on the street. So I mean, it's a word that I don't like using, but truthfully, I was confused. I,
Okay.
I used to drink a lot of beer. I had to be medicated a lot of times to, to just move around because I didn't understand my loving side. See, I'm a loving person by nature, and I used to shun that in me. See, that's what everybody see today. But back then, I I used the persona, that you couldn't be loving. Well, where I grew up at, and still, I mean, it's called the punk. So, you know, and all that is just like a man ain't supposed to cry.
You cry when you have to.
Yes, yes.
Claudette, what's up? Hey, Claudette.
Hey, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's Kato love. That's what that is. See,
Okay.
love is a beautiful thing.
The
So,
evangelist.
oh, hi. How
He's in my
are you? Hello.
I'm blessed. How are you, sis?
I am
Love
great. I'm
you.
great.
Carry on.
Just chopping it up here with my brother Kato. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
All
Kato,
right.
so we spoke about the streets, we spoke about your camera, we spoke about DJing. So who is that special lady in your life? Let me
Wow.
hear about that.
Uh, uh, which one? Now let me stop. Let me stop.
Well, listen,
Now,
whichever one you want to speak about.
I mean, love is a complicated thing. You know, right now, I don't not tell, but you know, it is what it is. I am, I am with somebody. I am in love, and do what you
Is there perfect love? Is there any such thing as perfect love? What's love for you? What is love for you?
love for me is a high elevation of understanding. That's what love for me is.
That's deep.
It comes in forms, shapes, sizes. It's all on how you take it in.
In terms of relationships, You know, nobody, we're no experts out here. But a relationship for you, what does that consist of? What do you call a relationship? And I'm not talking about a relationship with a friend. I'm talking about a relationship between you and your significant other. What does that look like for you?
I mean, it has many looks because relationships is not perfect, especially when they real. So it fluctuates. Um, I just try to make the best of it. Sometimes I have good days in the relationship, and sometimes I have bad days. But it's all about coming to that understanding and living through it.
Right. Where do you think honesty fit in a relationship?
It's supposed to be number one or number two, or all
Okay.
depends on how you live it. But
Hmm.
it's definitely at the top.
It should be at the top.
Yeah, definitely at the top.
So love life is good. You happy where you're at? You're happy with who you're with? Is there anything you want differently? I don't know. Tell us.
I, I mean, I have a saying right that I learned. It's crazy from Final Destination, which is one of my best movies.
Okay.
Um, there's a segment where the guy people die when they so, I don't think I want to be,
Mm.
but I'm satisfied and sometimes I'm dissatisfied. But, you know, I want to just say because like I'm done. Um, with me being out, being around a lot of what I do, um, it, I come in contact with a lot of opposite sex. I'm very flirtatious, and it kind of hinders the relationship. You know, everybody that I do, I don't mess with. I flirt with
And
everybody,
you shouldn't.
but I so sometimes it's a bad cause my relationship is trying to, it puts the trust in my relationship, no matter what side it's from. I'm not serious, so it's something now I'm working on. Because I want to be in a happy relationship. I want to be committed. I don't know as far as if I'm able to have adopted. Mentioned to me before, I don't run around looking for young girls to feed in. I
Right.
always say if it's meant, it's gonna happen. But as far as going through a relationship, it's complicated because of what I do.
Right. So your perfect mate is someone who understands you, obviously, because see, a lot of times with relationships, people think it's a 50-50 thing, but relationship, there's no 50 anywhere in a relationship. Relationships are 100%. You're either vested or you're not. Would you
True,
agree?
but there's also it fluctuates. Because when you in a relationship, it sometimes it's 60-40 on either. That's where a soulmate is about. They're the ones that pick you up when they're down. That's when your duty.
Yeah, but
It
that I
it
don't
is
think that I don't think that that's 60-40. I mean, that's a given. If you're in a relationship and there's something wrong with your mate, you're there to support and vice versa. But when I say 100%, is that you coming into a relationship giving the best of you. That's your 100. And the person you're with is coming and giving the best of themselves. Self. You know what I mean?
That's
That's what I'm
the way it's,
talking about.
yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
But everybody don't come like that. And I'm gonna say that because I have a situation that I've been with, you know,
Yeah.
it's that's the way it's supposed to be. But sometimes feeling love, it's strange. Love will put you in a place where you need to be, and it'll be beautiful. So it's strange. It's all on where you at in your life, how the cards fall. But
Mhm.
that going in, it's not like
Your dad. Tell me about your dad. Did you grow up in a home with your dad and your mom?
well, I grew up in the hood like a lot of other people have, and no, I mean he always came around, but see, my mom was a Christian, and
Okay.
she was a firm believer. We didn't have to go to church every day, but we went on Sundays every Sunday. And my dad, he drank and he smoked Tiparillos. So my mom's wasn't having that. I don't know what happened at the beginning,
Mhm.
but I don't never recall my dad living with me. My mom's was strong, real strong, but he came around, especially on Fridays. I mean, and he didn't spend the night either. He would come and see me, see my sister. You know, my mom's never smoked. I never seen my mom's drink. So that's where I'm at now in my life. But yeah, and my pops is still living.
I
He's
know. How's your
93.
dad doing? How's he doing?
He's doing okay. It's strange that he outlived all his friends. I've come to terms now that, and I'm not bad mouthing my dad, my father. I've learned some things that shocked me this year. Um, he had came to visit me one time on the island, and we really had a talk. And he told me that he was in jail one time.
Wow.
He described Clinton Correctional Facility, and it's crazy that I never asked him what for till like early this year. I found out, and it was shocking. So I say now that my pops still here to suffer.
Right.
He's still alive, but you know, uh, but I believe in art he might be suffering. He, he just lost a sister, my aunt. Right now he's just in the house. Pandemic. He can't go nowhere. It's crazy. Um, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be alone. So I'm trying to get it right. I'm
Well,
trying to get it right.
I grew up in a home with a mom and a dad. I was fortunate, and for a while, because my parents also, they separated, but my affirmative years, my folks were together. But one of the things that I learned, and I learned that in my early 30s, I think when I became a mother, I learned that people do what they do with the tools that they have. So sometimes, parents, we can't be judgmental sometimes, because they're coming from families that are also broken. So when I say that, I mean that they work with what they have. Some parents are not very affectionate, and it's because growing up they didn't get any affection. So they can only give what they.
So,
things that I try to do because he wasn't is to give affection to my kids. I sometimes fall because sometimes I just feel that, for some reason or the other, I just feel like there are some inhibitions in me, or I just feel like I just can't. But I make an effort, extra effort, because I believe it's important. So I say that to say that we are just, products, or we are just kind of what we come from, whatever we come from in terms of upbringing. That's who we are. And sometimes, yes, you just can't judge because we are products of our environment, or the way we've lived. You know what I mean?
yeah, I have a saying: what you live with, you learn. What you learn, you practice, and what you practice, you become.
But there,
But
you
see,
can
these
always
days,
break the cycle.
yes, that's what I was about to say. See, these days is different. Like, cause we set the tone is set now. Like, all you gotta do is just follow the yellow brick road for real. Whatever color bricks you looking at is set for, that's why I look at some of these brothers, these young kids, and like we didn't have computers,
Mhm.
and when they were out, we didn't know nothing about it. Like now you can learn anything and everything on YouTube. You could build a bomb. You could probably build the world as you see it. So it's a lot different. We got some brothers that's now still changing, and it's life is strange, but it's beautiful. It's all on how you take things in and how you push it out,
Yeah, what you do with what you know. What you do with what you know. Right?
pretty much.
So, I think I've shared with you. You and I have had many, many conversations, and I think you're one of the few people that I can say that have break bread with me. Break bread with me. You've been with break bread because, I mean, I trust you that much, and I think that you are a great guy. And in life, people make mistakes, and it shouldn't be a pattern for how you look at people. Is what you do after what you've learned from what you've been through. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
you are my go-to person. A lot of conversations, deep conversations. If the folks that are watching didn't know, now you know. Kato is my guy. He's very special to me, and just because he is a great man.
platonic. Did I say that word right?
Platonic.
you know, it's funny because people would see otherwise, but sometimes I really don't care what outsiders think. But when it's close to me, it's like a problem. But yeah, me and you were good. I had some, you know, dear friends like Jazz. I will mention Jazz because me and Jazz is just as close as me and you are, and it's straight platonic. Like it's no, like it's brother sister type love.
Mhm.
And I mentioned Jazz because um, I could be at a party at a club anywhere, and I ask Jazz now that I have a bit, how you get home? And say, well, take the bus. Listen, I got, and I don't care who I drop Jazz up. Like first off, Jazz is the one that got me in that, and I didn't even know her. Um,
That's
when
awesome.
my license was, Jazz used to walk me to the,
Mhm.
write me on the train. Not saying I didn't have money. He was train and get on the bus and go home. I appreciate that. So when I how you come on, watch you, real easy, easy. Like in the pandemic, Jazz wasn't responding to people. I got a call from Mark. Oh, so what's up with Jazz? I text Jazz. Jazz ain't text me back. I called her. She didn't call me back. That's not like me and her don't have that relationship. I always knew with building she lived in 'cause I drop her off. She told me top floor. I went in her building. It's knocking on doors.
Wow.
Make sure she and I do that in relationships. I, I gotta, you gotta know. You don't know I'm coming. I don't care under no circumstances. I just don't knock on your door. I don't care. But I wanted to make sure she was all right. And that's real because what me and you have is real, and what me and Jazz have is real. And I have a couple of other friends that's straight real. Like the love is there. Sometimes people don't see that. They don't understand that because I could be very flirtatious at times, and they like, oh, no, gotta be hitting it. And that don't be the case.
Well, there are some guys. I mean, you are not like that, but there are some guys. I mean, everybody that is their friend, they sleep with. Some guys are like that, but that don't necessarily mean that that's your case. People are different, and you can establish friendship with people. It doesn't have to be sexual. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
It happens.
let me say something, right? Um, I'm not thirsty, as far as in my days, I had my share. I mean, I had more than my share. Back in the days, it probably would have been different. You know, um, but everybody I see, I don't want to sleep with.
And you
Everybody I
shouldn't.
know, I don't want to.
And you
I
shouldn't.
mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, these days, like I said, living in some crazy days, and we know what's going on with the pandemic and all that. Like, but I've never been that thirsty guy. Like, it's it's just strange. Like I've been with the ugliest kids. Sometimes some of the people in appearance are the beautiful people from the inside. You know, so it's crazy. But I can have a male now.
That brings me to something that is non-related, but I want to bring it up. I know you and I have had conversation, and tell me about that the dancing and stuff you used to do, because you rarely dance now, but I know you did your thing back then. Tell me about that.
Wow. Well,
Tell me about that.
okay. Well, I stopped dancing because I hung up my dancing. Um, I'm gonna go there. When I lost my daughter, like me and my ex baby mother, it was difficult. You know, I was fresh out of prison. Um, I had nobody to. I That was a test. I easily started drinking my drinking choice. I could have easily started getting. Um, I chose to go to the park to work out. That was my release. And in the midst of that, the end results was my body was. We used to say I was I looked like Mike Tyson. Now my ex baby mama, she had the thing for stripper. She used to always say, "Yo, you should be a stripper. You should be a stripper." So for me to get back at her and me walking around out, a lot of those girls, women used to come up and ask me, "Stripper?" Actually, I was a security guard. So I lost my job. Next, thing you know, one day yeah, uh, I once I'm a tourist. Once I set my mind to it, I I just jumped in full fledged. Equipment wise, I had that. You know, I learned how to split, and
Okay.
I did my homework, and I was a dancer for 10 years.
Wow. Did you
Yes,
guys know that?
my
I
sex
bet they
life,
didn't know that.
my sex life was beautiful. My love life was shot. At toward the end, I frustrated. Like I was able to sleep with any girl I wanted to, but when it's time for me to go out and go to the movie, the people that I was more attracted to were in relationships. I had to make reservations. That shit started messing with my ego. Like, yeah, I could get anybody, but when I want to go out to dinner or just go out and have a good time with somebody, oh, I can't go. I got tired, and I met a woman, and I got married. I was married for 7 years, a beautiful thing. Um,
Is
you
that
know,
is
when
that
you
the
with the right,
Panamanian lady?
yes, Panamanian, uh, beautiful person, got potential. I always said she just had no,
Oh,
and that was from her. I had, I had no control over that. You know, I'm a good peer counsel. Sometimes it's hard to count most close. But
absolutely.
I couldn't help that. So slowly but surely, I got caught up. But I was losing focus because I wasn't happy. She was around. She had my name. It was crazy. To where I said, I was fighting the case. We got a divorce. End result is I blew trial, got 3 years, and was divorced all in the same year.
Yeah,
So
some people don't understand unconditional love. Unconditional love is something that is hard to find. When somebody is unconditional to you, I mean, it's unconditional, but some people, that's not what it is for them, and they will do what they do, you know.
yeah,
So you're
crazy.
54 or 55. This is your 55th birthday. You're 55 years old.
Double nickel,
Kato is a
yes.
seasoned 55-year-old man. Well, let's not
Yeah,
even talk about 2020, because 2020 is just, honestly, it's just one of the worst years, if not the worst. So, what can we expect from Kato, the 55-year-old seasoned man, next year and the years to come? What are Kato's plans?
well, I don't know what the people need to expect, but I know what I know what I have to do, and I just want to throw this out. No more free pictures.
Say it.
But now, right now, I'm really getting my priorities together. Um, it's at 55, you're supposed to already have it. But life throws curveballs, um, fastballs. It's just where I'm at in my life. Like I took a lot of things for granted. You know, even though I came a long way and I still have a longer way to go, I'm just I just give thanks that I'm still here. I'm healthy. Um, you know, I've took people for granted. Um, I've took my women for granted. I even at times took life for granted. So now honestly, I'm appreciating things. Um, I have good credit. I worked for that. I didn't. There was a time I didn't even appreciate that. So now I got my priorities different. Like I've always saved the dollar. But I'm just starting to utilize the good things that I have. You know, I I want to start my own business. I've been a businessman for a minute, but I'm talking about like really opening up something. I'm working on property. You know, I just have a longer way to go, but now I see the clearer picture.
That's
You know, I've
awesome.
always seen the big picture. You know, now it's just getting clearer, and I'm moving more toward the clearer picture.
That's beautiful. So we can expect to see, as not you don't want to show anything to anyone, because it's not about showing anything to anyone. It's about
I,
you being happy with you and doing the things that make you happy and growth. Because unfortunately, for a lot of our black men, for our black brothers, brown men, sometimes they just kind of become to a place where they're just stagnant. But there's always growth. There's always growth. It's always what you want to do, what where you want to see yourself. Opportunities are always there, and it's there for the taking. If you want something really bad, you need to do what you need to do to get it. And I don't say do what you need to do in the sense of hurting or knocking stuff down to get it, but there always has to be a plan, because that's what it is. Planning makes the end result absolutely beautiful. It's all in the planning.
it, it just gives you something to work toward. Um, for me, um, I took so much from my community that I always try to give back. You know, like through my pictures, and through my DJing, people know I've done stuff just on the strength of, giving back.
Right.
If you don't give back, you ain't really gonna go forward, because moving forward is, realizing where you came from. So if you came far, you gotta come back and show the community some love.
You have
Or
to pay it forward. You have to pay it forward.
yes, yes. And it's just, when I do good things happen. And that's a proven fact. So that's why I always try to be, to be on point. Um, Even on my worst days and I'm out taking pictures, people don't even know, because I'm always laughing and joking. I get enjoyment when I'm going through my most uh when I'm the most stressed. I want to be out taking pictures, because that's a relief for me. That's a relief that eases my mind, it clears my thoughts, and I just it helps me let go.
One of the things that I learned from my mother was a very humble woman. Um, October 2nd was 3 years since she passed. And one of the things, and the older you get, the better you understand things. One of the things that my mom always did, and it always astounded us, that no matter what she had, she shared with everybody. And this is where that love of community comes from with me, because this is what I learned. If my mom saw somebody and they were hungry, my mother would feed them. This is the type of woman she was. She had enough. She said, if we can eat here, everybody else can. And she would share what she had, her gifts and talents. She was an amazing singer. She sang at weddings. I can't sing for crap, but that's okay. My love of community, I will use my gifts and talents in another way. But my mother was a beautiful soul. She wasn't someone who was educated with degrees or anything like that. But there's so much that I learned from her. And, things that you learn from your folks, upbringing, the things that they teach you, you can't learn that in school. You can't learn any of that in school. They don't teach that stuff in school. You're either, you either have that humanity in you because it was taught to you when you were growing up. You have God in you. You have that love of community in you. You have that love to give to people in need, or you don't have it. It's either or. It's not something you learn, it's instilled in you,
Yeah, my
you
mom's is
know?
kind of the same way. She never denied anybody. And I just want to share something because the thought came when you was talking. My mom's would feed everybody. Sometimes I would have company over, and she'd be like, "Listen, I want that boy out of here. We're not feeding him tonight. He got to go home." And if he was dead, if I didn't make him leave when dinner was served, she offered him a plate. And sometimes I was a little confused with that. Like, how you telling me you don't want to feed him, but you offering him food? But that wasn't the objective. The objective was it was for me to dismiss him. So that was kind of sort of like, some of the confusion that I mentioned about that I grew up with.
Pick up the phone, put it back on.
The phone. Wow, the phone cut off.
I
Every
didn't I
time I
didn't hear that
turn
last piece.
blessings. Every time I turn around, blessings or blessings. Every time I turn around, blessings,
Hello?
blessings. Yeah, what it do? What's popping?
Hello?
What's popping?
I don't know what happened, but I got you back.
All right, I ain't go nowhere. I'm still here. I'm gonna be here forever and ever, ever and ever, and ever and ever. I will be here. Recognize.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
All
I
right,
don't know.
that
Turn
was
it up. Turn up the phone.
the retardedness in me. Can you hear me now?
Something happened. I lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Um,
Can you hear me now? Feel like an AT&T commercial. We better be getting
Hello?
paid for this. Hello, hello.
How is that? Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah,
very
you're
well.
very low now. I'm listening to you, but it's very low.
All right, well, you got Q-tips?
Huh?
You ain't got no Q-tips in your house?
Don't. Hello?
Yeah, what it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Yeah, hello?
Something happened.
Something is always happening. Can you hear me?
No, it's very faint. But it's a little bit. But I'll just say that. Um, what advice do you have? Did you register to vote?
Yeah.
You did.
It's okay to lie on here too, right? I can lie sometimes. Yeah, I registered.
You are. Well, let's encourage our folks out there to vote, because in order to see a change that we want, we have to vote to make a difference.
All right, so a public announcement, right? To all the young people, for everybody. Like if you want change, you gotta make it happen. Right now, our voice as a people needs to be heard. So you need to follow a little bit of what's going on, know what your president is doing, seek your options on what president or congressman or congresswomen that you may feel would be most comfortable representing you, us as a people, and go out and vote. Yeah, you heard it from Kato, the cameraman. Yeah, go out and vote. Um, that's one of the ways we're gonna see change. Got to make it happen. You got to get out there, um, voice your opinion, try to elect the right person that's going to go in and represent you and us. But you have to vote. You have to. It's a must.
So how can people find you, Kato, if they wanted to hire? I know I can find you anytime, but the folks that are watching, how can they find you?
Listen, I don't want nobody looking for me. Now let me stop. Nah, I'm on face. Kato Cameraman Bogan. My number is 347-408-9841. Also, I wear many hats, which we forgot. I am also an exterminator. I know a lot of people, y'all living with roaches in y'all crib, and y'all front like the one thing I'm not doing. I'm not coming in your house on some free exterminating shit. We're not having that. That's not happening because I gotta pay for my material. Um, but listen, I'm reasonable. It's the weather's changing. You having them parties and roach parties, and the mice is tearing up your food. After you cook and you about to have Thanksgiving dinner, and you find out that the mice done chewed up most of your macaroni. Um,
Oh,
yeah, roach crawling on your turkey. You better get at me. I'm giving a Thanksgiving special because I'll be thanks for giving, but you got to give too, and I'll make it happen. DB4 Exterminating Services, holla at your boy. I'm gonna come in there and trust me. I'm using the right stuff. You trust me. If I don't get rid of what you have in your house, except your lazy ass boyfriend and your badass kids, money back. I can't do nothing about that other shit. But I get rid of
when
them.
you come in, the roaches are going to be marching out.
Well, I don't know about marching out, but I will definitely kill them. I do bed bugs, you know, mice. I hope you ain't got no rats in your house. Because if you got rats in your house, you really need to get at me. You know what I mean? Because if you got kids, especially uh, uh, from the age of 8 and under, you definitely don't want no rats up in your crib. So holla at me for real. My
Well,
phone should be
people
blowing up.
understand that, the free stuff has to end. I mean, you don't mind doing
All
stuff
right,
for free, but you know what? This is your livelihood.
all
You know
right.
what
Let
I
me
mean?
say
Free
this,
is
Claudette.
good. There's nothing wrong with free, but free all the time doesn't work.
Yeah, free is a beautiful thing. Let me tell you something. Free is so good. That's a part of my name. For real. My government name is Jeff Free. But that don't mean that I got to constantly give out. Free is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I love free because it's part of my name. But I'm not coming in, you know, pictures, DJing, giving back. I can't give back on your roaches and your mice because I ain't put it there. You know what I mean? I understand sometimes it comes from your neighbors. That don't necessarily make you a nasty person. You know what I mean? But if you have them, holla at your boy. My phone should be blowing up. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell nobody I did your crib and you had mad roaches, but you could tell them that I came in and did a good job. See, that's the difference. You know what I mean? I take pride in everything I do. Everything I do. Because if I don't do it. If you know me, you know. If I don't do it. For real, for real.
So,
I'm a
what
loving
parting
person.
word do you have for the peeps? All those wonderful people that signed up. Ken Murph, thank you for watching. There's Evangelist Alita Kumi, Ken Murph, Vanessa Johnson. Look, there are a whole lot of people out here for you, man. All these people came out for
Hey,
you. Fats called me and told me, like, what's up? Where's Kato? Now it's your turn to apologize because I never come on this late. So you need to apologize to the peeps because this was you.
all right. Well, um, I do apologize. I'm outside. I'm on the road trying to make it happen. I didn't have the right connection. Um, but as you see, I made it happen. She tell you she wanted to cancel. There's
You
no
made it
canceling
happen. I
in my
wasn't going to cancel. I was waiting
phone.
for you, Kato.
Fats know. Ken Murph know, Talita, Evangelist Talita Kambi, she knows the show must go on. You have to make it happen because sometimes you don't have a second chance. And I appreciate everybody sticking by, bearing with us. To be here to share our experience, to share my experience, and I thank you. I always try to bring something good to the table. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. Sometimes it's gonna be a little slow. Sometimes it's sometimes it's just not gonna be the way it is, but that's what makes it good. You gotta make it happen. And I'm a dude, I'm a man, I makes it happen. If I can't make it happen, then I gotta switch on to something else and make it
I
happen.
hear that. Well, Kato, I just want to say thank you to you. I am grateful that you chose me to talk about yourself. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you say, I knew, but I just felt that I was honored to have you come on this platform to really open up to people because a lot of times, people have a perception of you that is not real. And the best way to really come, to really put things to rest is to let people hear it from who? From yourself, from you. And you did that tonight, and I'm grateful. I'm glad I waited. I love you, Kato. I appreciate you. And you were very, very special to me. So again, I want to thank you for coming on to Heart and Soul with Claudette and doing the damn thing, letting your heart out and speaking from the heart and speaking from your soul and just letting it hang out, and just letting people know that you can fall by the way, but it's not falling that counts is because you get up. You can fall down. We all fall down, but we get up. That's the message right there.
And I like to say thank you as well. I appreciate you. Um, and that's what it is. Keep on doing what you're doing. You already know if I can support you, I'm there. You a big sister to me, and I
I
love
love
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, to all those who signed on, I just want to give you a gigantic thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we were a little late, but I hope you felt just like I feel it was well worth it. We learned a lot about Kato, but not only that, we learned that we're all human beings and we make mistakes and we're just people living an earthly experience, just living the best way we can. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and continue to watch. And if there's something that you would like me to bring to you, if there's a special subject that you want to hear somebody speak about, I'm happy to try to get someone who is knowledgeable about what you want to hear. Happy to bring it to you. And to my children, Maya and Gabriel, you guys hear me talk about my children all the time because they're that important to me. Congratulations to my son on his new apartment. Maya, I love you. Maya's in DC doing her thing. This is her last year, finishing up college, and I will be free. But thank you guys for everything, and thank you for your support. You know how you can find me. You can find me on my page, Believe in Yourself Video with Claudette St. Rose on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. Please, please, please sign up to YouTube. I'm trying to grow my followers on YouTube. And my platform on YouTube is called Believe in Yourself with Claudette St. Rose. And my other page on Facebook is called Claudette St. Rose. So thanks again for your time, for your love, for your support. Listen, without you, I am absolutely nothing. You guys make things happen. Love you guys. Continue to shine, continue to rock, continue to be you. Peace and blessings, Kato. I love you, my brother. And I would
Thank
never
you.
stop. You're my God.
Thank you.
Peace and blessings, everybody. And this concludes our show. Until next time, you will hear about the next show soon. Bye.
Peace. Peace.
Thank you.